What's up, guys? It's your girl Soy back with another video. Welcome to 2020. Hopefully this will be like the second week in 2020, so I hope it's going well so far.
Yeah, baby girl, you're so damn fine, though. Wanna know if I can hit it from behind, though. I'm sipping on you like some fine wine, though. When it's over, I press rewind, though. Talking bands, I got it. Benjamins.
If you don't know me, my name is Soyini. I post self-care, self-love videos. I post videos about my hair. Well, a few. As you can see, a new one might come out soon because my color is gone. Yeah, so this video is dedicated to Shabria because she's the one who suggested the topic of myths or like busting myths about counseling. So I have talked about counseling in not the last video but the video before that, and I'm just gonna talk about like my experience and like the myths surrounding counseling as a whole. So first myth is that you have to have a mental illness to go to counseling. This is 100% not true. No. Now, if you do think you have a mental illness or you're seeing symptoms of mental illness, yeah, I would say go to counseling, but that is not a requirement for counseling. I have a number of friends that go to counseling that don't have mental illnesses at all. Counseling is simply a place where you go, you can talk about your day, you can talk about your week, you can talk about like that counselor can help you basically straighten out the knots and the kinks that you're currently going through. So one example is if you're feeling really overwhelmed and you can't do it by yourself, like you can't like focus enough to straighten out your life enough, you can go to counseling and they'll be like, okay, take a deep breath, everything will be cool, lay it out. Like they'd help you to lay things out in a calm way. They have an unbiased opinion about your life, and that's like one of the cool things. So like the first reason, I think I told you in the last video, but one of the reasons I went to counseling is because of like friendship issues. And I had talked to other friends, but I also knew, like, I trusted their opinions and whatnot, but I also knew that they have an unconscious bias when it comes to me. So so like low key I was saying, are you telling me this because like this is what it should be, or are you just being my friend type of thing? Now I don't have friends like that. Like I know for a fact my friends basically tell me what's up and they just cut the bullshit, but at the same time there's still like the unconscious bias about it. And then some of my friends are friends with the other people, so like it could put them in a bad situation. So counseling helped me to have a person who is like no bias, no like stake in me or the other person in this situation, and just help me to see things clearly, so I didn't doubt myself in the movements that I had to make in order for me to heal. Yeah, hope that made sense. I don't know, I rambled a little bit, but I think you guys get the point. You don't need to have a mental illness to go to counseling. If you just want to rant, literally, they would sit back and allow you to rant. Now, if they see any like I guess red flags, they might like ask a question or two. That's the thing about it. They're not imposing. They ask like little questions that you wouldn't have thought about to help you navigate your feelings. Now the next one is that people will think about you negatively if they see you go to counseling or you start talking about going to counseling. And honestly, guys, it's 2020 now. There's nothing wrong with going to counseling. Honestly, a lot of us, well, I'm going to counseling right now, but for sure, at least my generation for sure, we need to go to counseling. A lot of y'all need to go to counseling because a lot of this attitude that you have, this nonchalant attitude, is low-key a symptom of trauma. But I'm not a counselor. I'm not like a psychologist or anything. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just a political science major. That's it. But honestly, guys, you shouldn't feel shame in navigating your feelings or having someone help you to navigate your feelings, navigate your trauma. Like, why are you feeling bad about embracing who you are or trying to figure out who you are? Why are you feeling bad for getting help? Why are you I just, like, honestly, I know this is a people, like, an outside thing, but people can only affect you so much if you validate their words. So someone might go, you're going to counseling, what's wrong with you? And that could be due to their ignorance in the fact that they were taught that you need to have a mental illness to go to counseling. So what you can do is, instead of taking that to heart, because I know when you're first going and you don't have like that good support system around you, you might take those words to heart and you might feel like, dang, what is wrong with me? But no, just tell them, yo, you don't need to have a mental illness. You don't need to have something wrong with you to go to counseling. Counseling isn't about that. And just educate them. Like, people will say what they want to say or say what they think they know is facts, and you just have to educate them. Or if they're not being supportive, that sort of shows you, hey, this person doesn't need to be in your presence. Maybe it's time to cut them off. Like, counseling is such a necessary tool that helps people in their lives, especially people around my age. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter. Counseling has no age bracket. It's just like, I just noticed a lot of people around my age is where, like, whatever happened in their past is just like, they're ready to crack, and they need that space, that safe space of counseling to vent all of that out. So the third one is that, I guess, is a stereotypical one where people say men aren't in touch with their feelings, so counseling won't benefit them. And I think that's so ridiculous, in the fact that men are in touch with their feelings. They just weren't given a space to be able to express their feelings. So counseling can be that space where they can express their feelings freely without judgment. Because once again, counseling, that space that the counselor creates is a safe space. So there's no judgment, there's no ridicule, there's no nothing. You just state what you want to say, and they help you, like, navigate those feelings. There's been, like, I know I'm not a man or whatever, I'm a female, whatever, but, like, there's been times where I've brought something up to my counselor, not necessarily knowing, like, why I feel this way or what this feeling was, and he helped me navigate to identify what I was feeling and put a label on it, so I understand, like, yeah, this is what I'm feeling, this is what this is. So men should go to counseling because it will be beneficial, especially if you weren't giving a space where you were able to express yourself freely without ridicule. Sorry. This sort of ties into, I think, the last two. Yeah, the last two. So, going to counseling is a sign of weakness. Pure bullshit. Going to counseling is a sign of strength. It's a sign that you know yourself. It's a sign that you recognize that you need to address certain things. And your friends, as much as you love them, they aren't qualified, or like they aren't qualified to deal with certain things, because some things that you've gone through are actually bigger than you might realize. So that's what you go through. That's what you, like, go to counseling for. You understand. They help you understand what you've been through, and that no, some things that you are classifying as normal is actually not normal, and you shouldn't put up with this or those certain things. Like, counseling is so simple, guys. Like, counseling is so beneficial for not only your mental, but your emotional, even your spiritual, in a sense. Like, The only thing it doesn't help is probably your physical, but at the same time, my counselor helped me like schedule in my gym days. So technically, maybe it's for your physical too. It's an all-around helpful service. The last thing I think I'll talk about today is that counselors try to push medicine on you. That's 100% not true. Counselors aren't qualified. They don't have like the license to prescribe you medicine. They cannot. They literally cannot do that. That is psychiatrists or psychologists. They give you the medicine, and that's usually after you go to counselor and they like realize certain things are linking up with certain like illnesses or mental problems or whatnot. So I went into counseling and I always knew I was like depressed, but I've never been like diagnosed or anything like that, and I didn't necessarily want to like really label myself as depressed, especially when I've never been diagnosed. But after going to counseling, my counselor realized that, hey, Soy, maybe you are like big D depression. So there's big D depression and there's small D depression. Small D depression is basically like seasonal depression that a lot of people go through, especially people who live in like the colder places where it gets dark really fast, or like it's dark a lot in like gloomy, so like London and just like really gloomy places, like compared to like the tropics and Bahamas and stuff like that, where it's like sunshine almost 24/7. You know what I mean? Don't try to criticize me with that 24/7 thing. So yeah, and then big D depression is basically regardless of sunshine, rain, whatever, you sort of have that sadness about you. And what was that? No, but yeah, so you sort of have that sadness about you. And he literally said there was a session where he was like, I realized you have this sadness about you. And that broke my heart, because that was just, it was like, yeah, I understand. I felt it, but I didn't want other people to feel it, so I was trying to be like all bubbly and stuff in school or whatever, but whatever. Anyway, so big D depression is basically where you would take the medicine, but small D depression is like, it comes, it goes, it's fine. You'll get like not over it, but you'll be fine. And he said maybe you should see a psychiatrist to take the medicine. But I was like, nah, I don't even take, like, I literally don't even take pills for periods or nothing. I stay in bed, I curl up, but I won't take any pills or medication, because I just don't like medication and stuff like that. Unless I'm really dying, I will not take medication. Unfortunately, I guess. But I don't get that bad of cramps. Anyway, different topic. So yeah, counselors won't push pills on you. They won't. That's just a period of it. So guys, I hope this was helpful. Thank you to Shabria once again for giving me this topic to talk about. Let me know if you want a different video on like counseling in the Black community, because I have an idea for that, where I'd bring other people onto the show, but onto like the platform, and they would talk about it as well. I'd also want to bring like a Black man, or like, you know, different people to give their different perspectives on the topic of counseling in the Black community, and why a lot of Black folks don't, for reasons that aren't necessarily their fault. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that. Hope your 2020 is going well. Yeah, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me more topics that you want to see. See you in the next one.